Right. So today, we're talking food and health, but not just in like, a basic kind of way.
Right, right.
We're going global.
Yeah.
We're going to be exploring how different cultures all around the world view what they eat and how it impacts their well-being, how they think about well-being, how they define it.
Absolutely.
All that good stuff.
Yeah.
And we've got research from a lot of different places. We're going to be looking at stuff from East Asia, regional American traditions, even some deep dives into how food and religion intertwine.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. So it's going to be a very, very interesting.
It's fascinating, really, how cultures all around the world don't just see food as fuel.
Right.
It's so much more than that. It's medicine, it's tradition, it's a whole way of life. It's really quite beautiful.
I love that. It's like, food is more than just calories and what it does to your body in a purely physical sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's just like a soul to it in a lot of cultures.
Absolutely.
So buckle up, because we're about to uncover some seriously mind-blowing stuff. We're going to kick things off in East Asia, where food is practically synonymous with medicine.
Oh, yeah.
Just think about traditional Chinese medicine, Japanese Kampo. They don't just count calories or really even pay much attention to that. They really look at the energetic properties of food.
It's a whole different way of thinking about it, really.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that a lot of people in the West, we hear these things and we're like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, it's pretty foreign.
But it's actually really cool. And we're going to break it down.
Exactly. Think of it this way. They classify foods as hot or cold, wet or dry, not by temperature, but by their effect on your body's energy.
I think that's the part that really trips people up.
Yeah.
Because you hear, like, oh, this is a hot food. And you're like, but it's cold. Like, I took it out of the refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's like, no. They're talking about the energy, like what it does to your body's energy.
Right, like ginger, which is considered a hot food, is believed to warm you up and boost circulation.
Yeah, and like actually makes you feel warmer.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
So it's like food is literally seen as a way to fine-tune your internal balance.
Precisely. And it goes even deeper. Each organ is associated with a specific flavor.
Whoa.
For example, sour flavors, like a tart plum, are thought to stimulate the liver and aid detoxification.
Wait, so if I'm feeling sluggish, should I be ditching the coffee and going for a plum instead?
Maybe. It's fascinating how these cultures view food as a way to directly address imbalances. They also emphasize whole, unprocessed foods, seeing refined sugar and processed stuff as disrupting that natural harmony.
So basically more brown rice, less donuts.
Yeah.
That's a trait I can get behind.
Right. It's a holistic approach, nourishing the body and encouraging a mindful connection with what you eat.
Okay, that's East Asia. Now let's hop on over to the good old US of A.
Yeah.
We've got our own diverse food scenes, each region with its own story to tell.
Absolutely. Think about soul food in the South. It's not just about the collard greens and cornbread. It's a powerful symbol of African American heritage and resilience. These dishes carry generations of history and community in every bite.
Literally. It's
Yeah.
like the food is imbued with like the soul of the people who created it and who have been eating it for centuries.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And down in the Southwest, it's all about that fiery blend of Native American and Mexican flavors.
Chili peppers, corn, beans, squash ingredients that have been cultivated and celebrated in the region for centuries.
I love that.
And let's not forget fry bread.
Fry bread.
Fry bread, a testament to the resourcefulness of Native American tribes during difficult times.
Wait, fry bread. I've had that at festivals, but I never knew the story behind it.
It was born out of necessity, using government rations of flour, sugar, and lard during forced relocation.
Oh, wow.
It's incredible how a simple dish can hold so much cultural significance.
Yeah, it really makes you realize there's a whole narrative woven into every cuisine. Now, let's talk about something that always gets me thinking. The connection between food and religion.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
It's like, how can you not?
Yeah.
It's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
So many religions have dietary guidelines that shape what people eat and how they prepare their food, often based on spiritual beliefs.
It's more than just rules, though.
Right.
It really connects people to something bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in Hinduism, where the cow is sacred, so beef is a no-go, right?
Exactly. It's about respect for all living beings.
Yeah.
And many Hindus choose a vegetarian lifestyle as an expression of nonviolence.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's not just about restrictions either. Food plays a huge role in religious celebrations and bringing communities together.
Absolutely.
Like, oh my gosh, think about the Passover Seder in Judaism, where each food on the Seder plate tells a part of the story of Exodus.
Right.
It's like a history lesson you can eat.
It's amazing.
Man, we're barely scratching the surface here. My mind is already blown.
That's the beauty of this topic, really. There are so many layers to uncover. Speaking of uncovering, remember that glossary of intriguing ingredients we mentioned?
Well, yeah, that's right. We said we'd do a little exploration of some ingredients that maybe a lot of our listeners haven't encountered before.
Exactly.
So let's spice things up a bit. Hit me with something I've probably never heard of.
All right, get ready for this natto.
Natto. Nope, drawing a blank. What is that?
It's fermented soybeans, a Japanese breakfast staple.
Fermented soybean.
Yes, but be warned, it's got a strong aroma and a sticky, stringy texture. Definitely an acquired taste.
Okay, that one goes on my maybe try it someday list. What else have you got?
How about asafoetida?
Asafoetida. That sounds like something straight out of a fantasy novel.
It kind of is. It's a resin from a giant fennel plant used as a spice in Indian cooking. It's got a pungent aroma that some describe as garlicky or oniony.
That's two for the maybe list. I'm sensing a theme here. Strong flavors.
You're catching on. But that intensity often comes with a punch of flavor and nutrition.
Right, right.
It seems like cultures with strong food traditions also have a deep understanding of the health benefits of what they eat.
I love that. It's like their culinary practices are intertwined with this ancient knowledge of food as medicine.
Exactly. It makes you wonder how much we in modern society can learn from these traditions.
Seriously. This is so much more than just what's on our plates. It's a window into different ways of life.
It really is. And it begs the question, how have your own cultural experiences shaped your views on food and health?
Whoa, that's a deep one.
It is, isn't it?
I'm going to have to ponder that one for a minute.
Take your time.
Maybe over a plate of my grandma's famous enchiladas. Comfort food and cultural reflection. What could be better?
That's the spirit. There's always something to learn and enjoy when it comes to exploring different cultures through food.
Absolutely. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground, from East Asia to the American South, but we're just getting started. What else is on the menu for today's deep dive?
Let's get specific and dive into some examples of how these different cultural beliefs translate into actual practices.
I'm ready for round two.
Yeah!
Hit me with some more food wisdom.
All right, let's get into some specifics. You know, how we were talking about cultures blurring the lines between food and medicine?
Yeah.
We're going to see that in action now.
Okay, let's see it.
Okay, so think about traditional health systems, like Ayurveda from India.
Okay.
It's all about balancing the doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha.
Doshas.
Yeah, and these represent like different energies in the body.
Okay, doshas, huh? Sounds a little mystical.
It's ancient wisdom.
Okay.
Really. It is. So picture this. Vata is like the wind, all about movement and air.
Okay.
Pitta is the fire, representing transformation.
Uh-huh.
And kapha is grounding, like the earth.
I see.
And everyone has a unique blend of these doshas.
Okay.
And imbalances can show up in different ways.
So if I'm feeling super stressed, like I can't sit still, is that a Vata thing?
It could be. And Ayurveda says certain foods can either calm or aggravate each dosha.
Interesting.
For example, warm milk or cooked root vegetables are calming for vata, while spicy or fried foods might make it worse.
So it's like a personalized food plan based on your energy type. That's pretty cool.
Right. It's about understanding your individual constitution and working with it. And many of these traditional systems also emphasize eating with the seasons, aligning your diet with the natural rhythms of the earth.
You know, that makes so much sense. Like, we're part of nature after all.
Exactly. And by tuning into those cycles, we can tap into the most vibrant and nutritious foods at each time of year. It's not just about what you eat, but when you eat it.
This is making me rethink my whole approach to food. I'm starting to see how much deeper it goes than just grabbing whatever is convenient.
It's a journey for sure. And speaking of journeys, let's take a little detour back to our glossary of intriguing ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a few more to explore.
All right, hit me with something wild.
Are you ready for durian?
Durian? Okay, I've heard legends about this one. Isn't that the fruit that smells so bad it's banned in some places?
You're not wrong. It's a Southeast Asian fruit, infamous for its pungent aroma, which some compare to gym socks or rotten onions.
Okay, I'm not sure my nose is ready for that adventure.
But here's the twist. Despite the smell, durian is considered the king of fruits by many. It has a creamy, custard-like texture and a complex flavor profile that's truly unique.
So it's like the ultimate Don't judge a book by its cover food.
Exactly. You might just become a Douyin convert if you can get past the initial shock. Okay, how about another one that might surprise you, huitlacoche?
Huitlacoche, now that one's completely new to me.
Get this, it's a type of fungus that grows on corn,
Fungus.
also known as corn smut.
Wait, a fungus? People eat that.
Oh yeah, it's a delicacy in Mexico.
Wow.
It has this savory, earthy flavor and a texture similar to mushrooms or truffles. You'll find it in quesadillas, soups, stews, all sorts of dishes.
Okay, my mind is officially blown again. This whole deep dive is making me realize how much I don't know about the world of food.
That's the beauty of exploration. It's about keeping an open mind and being willing to try new things, even if they sound a little strange at first.
I am definitely feeling inspired to step out of my comfort zone. This conversation is making me realize how much food can teach us about different cultures and even ourselves.
Absolutely. Food isn't just fuel. It's a connection to history, tradition, and the natural world.
Okay, we've explored East Asia, the American South, India, touched on religious dietary practices, and even delved into the world of exotic ingredients. Where do we go from here?
Let's take a closer look at how some cultures use specific foods for their therapeutic properties.
Okay.
We're talking food as medicine in action.
Okay, I'm ready to get my prescription filled. What have you got? Okay, so food is medicine. I'm ready. Hit me with some ancient remedies, some culinary cures. What have you got?
You know how your grandma always swears by ginger tea for a sore throat?
Oh yeah, like my grandma, she makes a mean ginger concoction. It always seems to like really work.
There's a reason for that. Ginger is a rock star in a lot of traditional health systems, especially like in traditional Chinese medicine. It's thought to warm the body, dispel cold, ease inflammation. So it's like a go-to for colds and flu.
Makes sense. I've also heard turmeric is like a bit of a wonder spice.
Absolutely. Turmeric is huge in Indian cuisine and Ayurveda, of course. It contains curcumin, which has powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties.
So, like, I should be adding a heaping spoonful to everything I cook.
Well, maybe not everything, but it's definitely a good idea to incorporate it into your diet. There are so many cultures that have used food as medicine for centuries. It's really amazing.
It really is. It's like they had this like innate understanding of the healing power of plants. You know? What other examples did you find in the research?
Well, in some Native American traditions, certain plants are revered for their healing properties.
Yeah.
And they're used in food, ceremonies, and rituals.
Like sage. I know that's used in like smudging ceremonies for purification.
Exactly. White sage is considered sacred by many Native American tribes, and it's believed to have cleansing and protective properties. It's often burned to purify spaces, objects, and people.
It's amazing how food can be so intertwined with spirituality and well-being. Like all these things just like come together.
It's a holistic approach, you know?
Yeah.
Recognizing that our physical, emotional, and spiritual selves are interconnected.
Right.
And food plays such a vital role in nourishing all those aspects.
This whole deep dive has been a serious eye-opener. It's made me realize how much I can learn from different cultures and their approaches to food.
It's about expanding our perspectives and recognizing the wisdom that exists in traditions different from our own.
So what's the takeaway here? Like, how can we apply all this knowledge to our own lives?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How can we learn from these diverse perspectives to enhance our own well-being?
I'm definitely feeling inspired to be more mindful about what I eat, like where it comes from, and to explore new culinary traditions with a deeper appreciation for their cultural significance.
I love that.
You know?
Yeah.
What about you?
Maybe try incorporating some new ingredients, you know, inspired by the cultures we've talked about today, or research a specific tradition that sparked your curiosity.
Yeah, I'm feeling a sudden urge to experiment in the kitchen and maybe book a trip to like experience some of these food cultures firsthand.
That sounds like a delicious plan. It's all about embracing the journey and savoring every bite.
This has been an incredible exploration. You know, we've journeyed through different continents, explored ancient wisdom, and uncovered the powerful connection between food, culture, and health.
We've learned that food is more than just sustenance. It's a story, a tradition, a source of healing, and a celebration of life.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I have one final question for our listeners. How have your cultural experiences shaped your views on food and health?
We encourage you to reflect on this question, maybe even over a meal that connects you to your own heritage.
And until next time, happy eating, fellow food adventurers.